Hey there! Welcome back to the Nauctis on YouTube. Sailing remains a dangerous activity from ancient times to this moment. In the face of the sea elements, even a super advanced ship armed with technology can be powerless. History has recorded many cases where ships, along with their crews, disappeared in the middle of the sea without a trace. We have gathered some of the most mysterious disappearances of ships and their crews, the causes of which remain a mystery to this day. The SS Bimo was built in 1914 in Sweden and weighed about 1,322 tons. This ship was owned by the Hudson's Bay Company. When it was still active, it was usually used as a trade ship that often sailed in the northwest region of Canada. Later, the SS Bimo was no longer in use, and for almost 4 decades after being left, it still managed to travel through the Arctic without any fuel and crew on board. Pretty strange, right? Although in the end, the SS Bimo was declared to have completely disappeared for more than 50 years, many people still believe that it is wandering aimlessly among the frozen ice mountains. In the past, this trade ship was used for sailing, at least until the outbreak of World War I. After the war, the ship was handed over to the British government and was acquired by the Hudson's Bay Company in 1921, which then renamed it Bimo. Based in Ardrossan, Scotland, Bimo was used on regular trips to cross the North Atlantic to Canada. In late September 1931, on the return trip to Vancouver, Canada, Bimo encountered a very fierce snowstorm near Point Barrow, the northern coast of Alaska. Bimo got stuck in ice chunks, forcing the crew to endure the winter in the Arctic. Since Bimo couldn't be used, and while the crew needed a warmer place, the crew left the ship and set up tents near Barrow City. This city is less than 1 kilometer from Bimo. Throughout October and November, some crew members also cleared the ice from the ship and other important equipment. Right on November 24, 1931, after the fierce storm began to subside, the crew realized that Bimo had disappeared. The captain and crew thought the ship had sunk. However, they received news that a hunter had seen Bimo 72 kilometers from where the crew was camping. The captain, at that time, didn't care too much about the news, quite sure that his ship couldn't survive long in the extreme cold weather. He then decided to leave the Arctic. The captain and the crew then returned to Vancouver and removed Bimo's status as an active ship. Surprisingly, Bimo reappeared about 480 kilometers east of the last place it was seen. The following year, the ship was again seen floating near the coast of Alaska. In the following decades, more and more people saw Bimo wandering around the Arctic Sea. Some explorers who saw Bimo actually intended to take over. Oddly, however, Bimo always seemed hard to catch. Some people even managed to board Bimo, and they were stuck for 10 days on the ship with a big storm around them. Not surprisingly, they decided to leave the old ship again. In 1969, Bimo was reported to be seen trapped in a large ice pocket in the Beaufort Sea off the northwest coast of Alaska. This was the last sighting of Bimo. There is no more news about it. The USS Wasp was a warship that served in the US Navy in 1814 during the War of 1812. It was the 5th US Navy ship to bear that name. It conducted 2 successful raiding voyages against British trade during the summer of 1814, where it fought and defeated 3 British ships, including HMS Reindeer and HMS Avon. However, in October 1814, the USS Wasp mysteriously disappeared in the South Atlantic and was never heard from again. No traces or evidence have been found regarding its fate. There are several speculations about what might have happened to it, such as sinking due to a storm, being attacked by another British warship, or even falling victim to the Bermuda Triangle phenomenon. However, none of these theories can be proven for certain. The USS Wasp is one of many ships lost in history without a satisfying explanation. It remains an unsolved mystery to this day. The USS Cyclops was a large steel-clad fuel ship. tasked with transporting coal and other valuable supplies for the US Navy in the 1910s. On its last journey, the Cyclops sailed from Rio de Janeiro with a full load of 10,800 tons of manganese ore and over 300 people on board. On March 4, 1918, the ship was last seen leaving Barbados and sailing into what we now call the Bermuda Triangle. The Cyclops seemed to vanish without a trace, and this case is considered highly mysterious because the ship's captain did not make an emergency call and there were no reports of bad weather in the area. Conspiracy theories began to emerge, one of which stated that the ship had been sunk by German forces, attacked by a giant squid or octopus monster, or fell victim to a brutal mutiny. A massive search for the Cyclops was launched, involving several ships and planes exploring for wreckage or survivors, but no large ship has been seen again since that tragic event. Andrea Gale was a fishing boat in the North Atlantic, measuring 72 feet long. In September 1991, the Andrea Gale, along with several other fishing vessels, sailed from Gloucester, Massachusetts to fish. In October, the Andrea Gale and its 6 crew members were off the coast of Newfoundland when a series of bad weather occurred, leading to a massive storm. Fierce winds whipped up 100-foot high waves, and any ship caught in its path faced terrifying sea currents. A fierce storm hit the coasts of New England and Canada, and the Andrea Gale reportedly failed to return to port. Several rescue missions were deployed to find the ship, but none have been detected to this day. The SS Cotopaxi ship is known to have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle in 1925. This story has been a mystery for 95 years. Interestingly, the wreckage of this ship has been found. The SS Cotopaxi, with 32 crew members, was known to have departed on November 29, 1925, from Charleston, South Carolina, USA to Havana, Cuba. Unfortunately, during the journey, the SS Cotopaxi, along with its crew, lost contact and disappeared just like that, swallowed by Earth. A search was conducted but ended up in vain. Along with the disappearance of the SS Cotopaxi, many rumors circulated accompanied by various supporting conspiracy theories. After 95 years, a report stated that the wreckage of the SS Cotopaxi had been found by a researcher and explorer named Michael Barnett. Michael Barnett claimed to have done shipwreck diving several times. Finding the SS Cotopaxi, which disappeared 95 years ago, is amazing. Michael Barnett's effort to find the SS Cotopaxi was quite difficult, because he and his team needed to collect various historical documents and ship insurance to know the last contact that happened. Based on this data, it was revealed that the SS Cotopaxi had its last contact on December 1st, 1925. Using ship route mapping data, signal coordinates, and directions, Michael Barnett was then directed to an area called Bear Wreck. At Bear Wreck, which is off the coast of St. Augustine, Florida, Michael Barnett and friends found a completely unidentified shipwreck. Looking at the collected data, the team then agreed that this shipwreck was the SS Cotopaxi, the ship that lost contact years ago. Not without reason, Michael Barnett agreed that the shape, length, engine, and boiler size of this shipwreck were identical to the SS Cotopaxi. After 95 years, it was revealed that the SS Cotopaxi did not disappear in the Bermuda Triangle area. This discovery simultaneously refutes various rumors and conspiracy theories that spread related to the disappearance of this ship. The SS Poet was an American cargo ship that disappeared in the Atlantic Ocean in October 1980. The ship set off from Philadelphia, heading to Port Said, Egypt, carrying 13,500 tons of corn. The last communication from the ship was on October 7, 1980, when it was off the coast of Virginia. Since then, there has been no contact or trace of the ship. The reason for the disappearance of the SS Poet remains a mystery to this day. Some proposed possibilities are: the ship sank due to bad weather or engine failure. However, no distress signals or debris from the ship have been found. The ship was attacked by a Soviet submarine or another warship, as it was near the conflict zone in the Middle East. However, there is no evidence or testimony to support this theory. The ship was smuggled by the crew or a third party for criminal purposes, such as arms or drug trafficking. However, there are no reports or clues pointing to such illegal activities. The search for the SS Poet was carried out by the United States Coast Guard and the Egyptian Navy, but yielded no results. The case was closed in 1981, stating that the ship and its 34 crew members were lost without a trace. The SS Urang Madan is a Dutch cargo ship that has become an urban legend due to the mysterious story that happened to it in 1948. The ship reportedly exploded and sank in the Strait of Malacca after sending a shocking SOS message. The message stated that the entire crew, including the captain, had died without a clear reason. Only the radio operator was still alive, but he also said, "I am dead," before the message was cut off. There are no official records of the existence of the SS Urang Madan, either from the Dutch side or internationally. It's unknown when and where this ship was built, its purpose and origin, or what was in its cargo. Some sources say that the ship was heading to Costa Rica while avoiding naval authorities, but there is no evidence to support this. The story of the SS Urang Madan first appeared in the media in 1952, when the United States Coast Guard published an article in the Proceedings of the Merchant Marine Council. This article quoted a confidential memo from the CIA mentioning reports from two American ships, the City of Baltimore and the Silver Star, which received SOS messages from the SS Urang Madan. According to the report, the Silver Star tried to assist the SS Urang Madan and managed to find the ship in the Strait of Malacca. However, when the rescue team boarded the ship, they found a horrific scene. The entire crew, including a dog, were lying dead with expressions of fear and wide-open eyes. There were no signs of injury or violence on the bodies. The rescue team also sensed hot air and a foul smell inside the ship. Before the rescue team could investigate further, a fire suddenly broke out in the SS Urang Madan's cargo hold. The rescue team was forced to leave the ship and return to the Silver Star. Shortly thereafter, the SS Urang Madan exploded violently and sank to the seabed. Nothing could save the items or bodies inside it. There are many theories trying to explain what happened to the SS Urang Madan. Some theories are scientific, such as the possibility of poisonous gas or carbon monoxide leaking from the cargo or the ship's engine. These gases could cause poisoning or oxygen deprivation in the crew, as well as trigger explosions if exposed to fire or seawater. Other theories are speculative or paranormal, such as a possible attack by UFOs or unknown supernatural forces. These theories are based on the fearful expressions on the faces of the corpses, and rumors that some bodies were pointing towards something unseen. These theories also appear in various Forteana magazines and books, which study strange and unusual phenomena.